Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. This is episode 166, part number 3 of the #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. I am, of course, JD, and this is Off the Script, man. Thank you guys so much for all the support this weekend. Parts 1 and 2 are live on the channel right now. I'm coming at you right before Monday Night Raw, the real House of Horrors. If you guys want to go check those videos out, parts 1 and 2 are live on the channel right now. Just click the annotation that you see right on the screen in front of you. We got a lot of news to go over today, and I just want to make sure you guys know that there is an Off the Script extra video coming tomorrow. Hopefully I have some time to record it tonight. But there is news right now, exclusive news, circulating. You're not going to hear this anywhere else, that WWE is now thinking of holding a draft for 2017 after we were told that they were not. And the draft is going to hinder on the Hardys lawsuit. Keep that in mind. That should be coming hopefully tomorrow. I got the full story on that for you guys on Off the Script Extra. Just throwing it out there so you guys get excited about it for tomorrow morning. But I mean, Off the Script, I got a ton of stuff to go over today. Reason why WWE will not give us the Balor Club. I got news on Roman versus Strowman at Payback. I got news on, what do I got news on? Let me see what I got here. Eva Marie, why she hasn't been officially released by the WWE yet. That's a good question. Stone Cold Steve Austin and his podcast returning to the WWE Network with a list of potential guests. And apparently there was a rumor going around that Seth Rollins was given or gave Sonny Tammy Sitch an STD. Now, I don't know where that rumor came from, but it's being talked about. So, I figured we'd talk about that juicy gossip here on Off the Script. But, again, I want to thank everybody for, showing support this weekend. If you guys want to show support continually, you guys know the deal. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Read the mission statement on there. This is our biggest and best month yet, man. It's the best way to support the show on a monthly basis. As little as $1 a month goes so far, man. And you guys have been kicking ass. This is our biggest month yet, with more yet to come. And more shout-outs to come on Friday's episode 167 of Off the Script. That's patreon.com/JD from NY206. Another great way to support the show is through Audible. And speaking of the biggest and best yet, this is our biggest and best month yet to date with Audible, man. We just eclipsed over 100 signups. That is an all-time record for this channel since Audible has taken us on board. And we still got the entire month of April still left to go, man. So if you guys want to cash in on that, your free audiobook and 30 days free to try their service, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Tons of wrestling books on there. Over 180,000 books to choose from. And compatible with iPhone and Android. A lot of you guys have cashed in on the AJ Lee book. And everybody that's cashed in has loved it so far. So make sure you guys check that out, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And finally, we are an official partner of Pro Wrestling Tees and Barbershop Window, man. Get your official Off the Script merchandise at barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. 9 different designs to choose from. They ship worldwide. And there's just great quality, man. $19.99, 9 different designs, ship worldwide, look good while supporting the show. That's another great way to support Off the Script, man. So thank you guys for buying t-shirts this week and Patreon and checking out the Audible, man. You guys are making it up to the show in light of this YouTube bullshit still going on with the advertising boycott. So thank you to everybody. Let's get on with the news, man. We're going to start off with this Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns rumor. Now, I pitched the idea, and we might actually see it tonight on Monday Night Raw. We are definitely getting some type of stipulation. This is going to be some type of gimmick match. Now, clearly, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. You could be a brain-dead idiot. You know, all you got to do is watch the goddamn television show each and every Monday. But with Strowman flipping over that ambulance, I mean, it makes sense for this to be an ambulance match. I don't see how WWE doesn't really go that route. It would protect both men. Roman, we talked about this. Roman doesn't have to, you know, be pinned clean. He could lose and still look strong. He was just beaten by the overly large Braun Strowman and placed into an ambulance. You know, Roman doesn't have to have his shoulders pinned to the mat. Strowman doesn't have his, has to have his shoulders pinned to the mat since he's already suffered a loss clean at Fastlane from Roman Reigns. It makes sense. But Kurt Angle announced on the April 17th edition of Monday Night Raw that Braun Strowman will be facing Roman Reigns at the upcoming Payback pay-per-view event. The announcement came only a week after Strowman's vicious assault on Reigns in the backstage area, which included him tipping over said ambulance. Reigns was forced to miss the April 17th episode of Raw due to injuries, and they really weren't all that bad injury-wise, because Roman was booked at a house show soon after that. I believe it was that same week, where he showed up with no arm sling, nothing wrong with him. He pretended to be injured, but still has the strength within him to get in the ring with Strowman and spear him through a table that was propped up in the corner. Not really believable, WWE. And if you really want storylines to play out on television as we see them, these individuals that are partaking in these storylines should not be booked at house shows. You know, let some of that bleed into the house shows and give me a sense of realism. You know, because the internet is a very strong tool, and people will see it, and people take video, and people take pictures. All it does is take one picture. All it takes is one picture for someone to pick up on it, and then it's blown up everywhere. And then your cover's blown. You look like a bunch of fucking retards. Roman is even more hated than he already is, and it just makes everything pathetic. That's just the God-honest truth. Now, he was injured, cracked ribs, bruised ribs, separated shoulder, whatever the fuck they were talking about. But there is a lot of questions heading into Payback about who will win this match. Roman Reigns is coming off a massive win, if you even want to call it that, against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. Strowman, on the other hand, has been built like a monster over the past few weeks and has been gaining a ton of momentum since WWE seemingly dropped him from the main card to put him in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal after that huge push that they gave him, and we all thought he was going to be in a major match at WrestleMania. There are some rumors circulating that in order to protect both guys, there is going to be some sort of stipulation added to the match. This will avoid either guy taking a clean pin in the match and keep both of their momentums strong. It is unclear exactly what type of stipulation this will be, but from the backstage beatdown, we can assume that weapons of some sort will be involved. Reigns won the first match with these two, or between these two, at Fastlane with a clean victory. This was built for him to look strong going into his match against The Undertaker, though, and this time it will be a different story. It will be interesting to see what happens. Expect the match at Payback to leave both men looking strong, regardless of who ends up winning. There was rumors this past weekend that it will be an ambulance match. There will be some sort of weapons involved. Look to hear something tonight on Monday Night Raw. I am not sure if Reigns is going to be back. I assume he's going to be. They need that one big final push before Payback. And we're going to get some sort of announcement tonight. Gotta be. As we head into Payback. I don't think WWE is going to save this in this match and the announcement of some sort of match for WWE.com. I mean, they could. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they just completely leave it off Raw and do something online or on Twitter, or have the Twitter GM fucking make the match last minute. But being that it's Reigns and Strowman, I think that they should get it out now and generate excitement, because we are in the midst of seeing these two go at it again. And I think it would generate more excitement on Raw tonight if an announcement is made of some type of gimmick match or some type of stipulation. So hopefully we see that. If not, look for it to be announced some point this week. Moving on with, we got new rumors on a gimmick for Erick Rowan. A lot of you guys have asked about Erick Rowan since SmackDown this past week and his involvement in the six-pack challenge. Now, he did look out of place, and he will continue to look out of place because that gimmick is not going to get him anywhere, and anybody can see that. Now, we all know Bray Wyatt was moved from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw in the Superstar Shakeup. Before he made the move to Raw, he just had reunited with Erick Rowan, who had just returned to WWE television from injury. Now that Bray is on Raw and Rowan remains on SmackDown, nobody knows of the plans for Erick Rowan moving forward. Apparently, Erick Rowan has been teasing a new gimmick, or a variation of what he has now, mixed with something new at WWE live events. This is from Dave Meltzer and a report in the Wrestling Observer. Rowan's entrance at recent house shows had him coming out with a clown variation on his sheep mask. He also had balloons, which he gave to a kid and proceeded to pop them immediately. During the match, he pulled a balloon out and blew it up and shot it at Harper. They had a back-and-forth match with Harper getting the win with his discus clothesline. So, I don't know what's going on. It's going to be interesting to see if this makes its way to main roster television, but clearly it shows that, one, the gimmick will go nowhere. Erick Rowan will remain in the same state, if not worse, and they clearly don't know what they want to do with this guy. And it just shows that the Superstar Shakeup was nothing but a rushed endeavor, and there was no reason to split Bray Wyatt from Erick Rowan. You know, now WWE is stuck with, they want to push Luke Harper, and Luke Harper, you know, everybody deems him ready to go on his own. They don't want to see him back with Erick Rowan. You know, they enjoy what Luke Harper's bringing to the table. They enjoy seeing him, you know, in the main event, and they want to see him get pushed, and they love the babyface reaction that he's getting. But if you pair him back with Erick Rowan, it's like you're bypassing all the possibilities and what-ifs of Luke Harper going out on his own and pretty much resetting him back to step one with a tag team with Rowan. Now, a tag team with Rowan would probably do SmackDown much better than Luke Harper on his own, but this is WWE's fault. You know, I feel bad for Rowan that they got him coming out with fucking balloons and they got him coming out with a clown sheep mask. It's just lame, and it shows that they clearly have nothing for him and that he's not going to go anywhere. And he's stuck, and he's going to be stuck. And there's nothing for him to do. There's nothing for him to do but swallow that bitter pill and realize that, you know, he's going to be a part of the lower end of the spectrum on SmackDown Live. And it sucks. Should have never took him away from Bray Wyatt. You know, you're letting him fend for himself, and you know, you pretty much have zero in Erick Rowan. You at least had something with him in Bray Wyatt being there. But now you have nothing. He's useless. He's not over. Nobody cares about him. Nobody likes the gimmick. The gimmick is not over. He's just... Erick Rowan is an enhancement guy. And it fucking sucks. You know, instead of using these guys and utilizing them to the best of their ability and pairing them and getting the most out of them, WWE just does what they want because... You know, it was right in that moment. They don't think of long-term errors or long-term mistakes, and now this guy's going to suffer. You know? Erick Rowan has to look himself in the mirror and realize that it's not his fault. It is WWE's fault, and it's creative's fault. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, man. We have news on Eva Marie, and hopefully she is gone soon. Eva Marie hasn't been seen on WWE television since August. Good. And it was announced that she violated the WWE wellness policy that summer. There was a rumor several weeks ago that Eva Marie was leaving WWE, but there has been no official word from the company. Eva has found success outside of the wrestling business and will be featured in a few movies in 2017. All indications seem to be that she won't be returning to the wrestling business. Yeah, because she sucks. She knows she sucks. She knows she has an easy in Hollywood. I mean, she's attractive. She's fake from fucking head to toe, right? And that's the kind of look that Hollywood wants. Now, I don't know how her acting abilities are, but they got to be better than her wrestling abilities. So why are you going to go back to doing something that you're miserable at and terrible at when you can do something that you're okay at and make just as much money, if not more, and not embarrass yourself on a higher scale? I think it's a win-win situation for Eva Marie. It's a win-win situation for everybody. We don't get to see her. We don't have to see her. And Eva Marie can go on and do what she's got to do. You know? Make her money. So why hasn't WWE made her release or departure official yet? According to a new report from Mike Johnson of the PW Insider, both Eva and WWE are staying quiet on the situation and letting her contract expire. She is still contractually required to promote Total Divas, where she plays a big role. She will be officially departing ways with the WWE when her contract runs out. As of right now, there are no official details on when exactly her deal expires. This is only an assumption from us, but her departure could be made official after this season of Total Divas is finished airing. We're just going to have to wait and see. Eva was certainly someone who wrestled, or someone who wrestling fans loved to hate for all the wrong reasons. She seemed to be improving, and I use that term very loosely, inside the ring before her suspension, which we really didn't see much of because WWE booked her in a gimmick that was pretty much perfect for her, in which she didn't even have to wrestle. She made excuses to not wrestle. So we don't know if she was improving or not. It looks like we won't get to see Eva Marie get to a conclusion of what she has accomplished in the ring and what her training did for her. I really don't even care. But Eva Marie, looking like she's going to be departing WWE fairly soon. I will keep you updated officially as to when they announce her termination, and we can definitely and happily wish Eva Marie the best in her future endeavors. I'm sure you guys are waiting for the day. Just another victim of Get Off My TV. Rumors on the Stone Cold podcast. It was canceled. Now it's coming back. Don't know what changed, but the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast could be returning and has a list of potential guests. The live Stone Cold podcast quickly became one of the most popular shows on the WWE network, with guests such as Vince McMahon, Triple H, and more. The show was an instant hit. Steve Austin would hold nothing back in his entertaining interviews on the network. WWE fans haven't seen an episode since the Dean Ambrose debacle back in August, and that was awkward, to say the least. Now, according to a report from Sportskeeda, the Stone Cold podcast could return this summer. According to their report, names like The Undertaker, New Day, The Hardys, Goldberg, Charlotte Flair, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton have been discussed as potential guests. The report says if the show returns, WWE would want to be involved with the scripting, and they will try to avoid a situation like they had with Ambrose. Well, if WWE's gonna be involved with the scripting, there goes the podcast. There goes what makes the show special. The reason why people enjoyed it so much is because that it wasn't scripted, and Stone Cold made it feel like his actual podcast on Podcast One. Why would you want to script Stone Cold Steve Austin? Why would you want to give him questions to ask your talent when he fully knows the boundaries of what should be done and what not should be done? Why are you going to handcuff him and have him not ask the questions that we all want to hear and we all want the answers to? It doesn't make any sense, you know? And that's going to really, really take away from the overall feel and the attractiveness of the show. Now, the big name in the group, obviously, is The Undertaker. And The Undertaker, if he is really retired, it could free up his time to do some out-of-character work. This could include the Stone Cold podcast, where he was originally scheduled to appear last year before the show was completely canceled. Now, we're going to have to wait and see if this turns out to be fact or fiction here. I know I listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin, not every week on Podcast One, but when he has a topic, or he has Wade Keller on, or if he has someone of interest, I usually listen to him because I like his direct nature. I like that he holds nothing back. Why would you want to take that away from the show? That's a make or break situation for the show. You know, the Dean Ambrose thing was, I really wouldn't call it Stone Cold's fault. It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both. Stone Cold was doing his job as a interviewer and a podcast host, asking the questions that, were general fucking questions. Dean Ambrose was the one who was laid back. He didn't want to really open up. He's a very private person. You got to respect that. You really can't knock that at all. But at least they should have went over what should have been asked or what you're comfortable talking about before the show aired. So it's a mixture of everybody. And the fact that, Ambrose said that, Lesnar was lazy and, he wanted to do things and, this and that with the WrestleMania match last year and Lesnar didn't want to do anything and blah, blah, blah. I understand why WWE doesn't want to get that type of information out there because it's, it's really talking bad about your own talent in the locker room and probably your biggest star. So I understand WWE's part on that, but don't strip Stone Cold naked here. No homo. Don't strip him of what makes the podcast special. People tune in because of who it is, the nature of the show, the guests that he has, and the persona and the personality that Stone Cold has as, all guns blazing. When CM Punk left WWE, nobody knew or nobody thought that Stone Cold was going to ask Vince McMahon about the CM Punk situation. And he flat out asked, would you work with CM Punk again? And Vince McMahon gave an open and candid answer. That's what we want out of a interview. That's what makes an interview special. And people cling to that, and people find interest in that. If you're going to take that away and you're going to make it scripted like everything else that you got on television when it comes to WWE, it's not going to be as special. And you might as well keep it canceled. That's just my take on it. But let me know what you guys think about that. The Stone Cold Podcast could be returning to the WWE Network. Rumors on AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. This is a feud that everybody is excited for. Yes, everybody wants AJ in the world title feud, or the world title picture, but a match with Kevin Owens for the United States Championship can go no wrong, man. You guys got to be patient, and you guys got to understand that this is only a good thing for us. It's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for all wrestling fans. It's a good thing for the United States Championship. It's a good thing for SmackDown. AJ Styles won a match on April 11th. On SmackDown Live against Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. He became the #1 contender for the United States Championship. Styles is expected to face Kevin Owens at the Backlash pay-per-view for the U.S. title. Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles is a match that will certainly make a lot of fans happy as it features two of the best wrestlers in the company. Now, everybody is excited about this feud for obvious reasons, and there is good news to come out of this, like I stated. But according to Billy Body of Sportskeeda, the Kevin Owens and AJ Styles feud won't just be for Backlash. It is expected to go on for the next few months. This means multiple matches against one another. It also could mean that the two will be working against one another at live events over the next few months to pretty much fine-tune what they do in the ring so that when it's presented on SmackDown and at pay-per-view on the WWE Network, that we're going to get the absolute best that both Kevin Owens and AJ Styles have to offer. Now, this is great news for everybody involved, like I just stated. Both men, two of the best in the business, and they will definitely put on fantastic matches. This is one of the most desired feuds since we've seen Kevin Owens come out on SmackDown and we knew AJ was going to be staying on SmackDown. This was a match at the top of the list that people wanted to see with the Superstar Shakeup. It was teased back at the 2016 Royal Rumble, as you guys remember. If you guys remember, AJ was eliminated by Kevin Owens. We could have seen this feud earlier on. Now we're getting it for the United States Championship. If nothing else, this feud will certainly help elevate the United States title. As we've seen on the past few weeks of SmackDown, the U.S. title has been featured in the main event because of Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and that match taking place at Payback, which is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Kevin Owens is calling himself the face of America, Mr. America, you know, and that's only going to elevate the United States Championship, and it's going to be featured in the main event while the WWE Championship is being showcased on Monday Night Raw, and Brock Lesnar's not being there. It gives WWE a main title in their company to showcase. So the U.S. title is going to be featured. Expect to see the U.S. title remain a very important point on SmackDown over the next several weeks, and it's needed. So if you guys are going to complain that Kevin Owens, you know, is in the main event with the U.S. title, where's the WWE title, how come AJ's not fighting for the WWE title, etc., etc., let's get the U.S. title back up to where it needs to be, at least somewhat. A feud with AJ and Kevin Owens is certainly going to enhance that and make the title seem much more important. There's no negative at all to these two guys feuding over the United States Championship. Be patient. AJ will be back in the WWE Championship picture by SummerSlam. I guarantee you. And this opens up, you know, Jinder to see what he's made of, to be on SmackDown, to see if his star can shine brighter after what we seen last week and the great promo that he cut. And it gives Jinder an opportunity. You know, there are more people than I expected that actually want to see Jinder Mahal win the WWE Championship than not. So this could work in WWE's favor. It keeps Randy Orton busy with Jinder Mahal. WWE's thinking about putting Baron Corbin with Randy Orton soon after, just to have him test the waters, which, I mean, I'm not a big fan of, but it was reported. Who knows what WWE's going to do with that? I don't see Jinder Mahal fighting for the WWE Championship for the next couple of months. You know, I'm pretty sure Baron Corbin's going to be inserted in there to see what he's made of, to see if he can step up to the plate, get a great match out of Randy Orton, learn from Randy Orton, you know. So we'll see what happens with that. But in the meantime, AJ Styles is going to need something to do. And AJ Styles, we all want to see him fight for a title. No better way than to elevate the United States Championship and put him against someone who he's going to work incredibly well with, and that is Kevin Owens. So be patient. Everything is going to work out, and it's going to be a treat for us on SmackDown Live. There is a rumor about the original plans for Shinsuke Nakamura that were supposed to happen at WrestleMania 33. Now, after you guys hear this, I don't think anybody's really going to go back and say, you know what, I really wish that would have happened. I think everything worked out for the best. I think they did the right thing with Nakamura, having him come out on Tuesday after WrestleMania, because the show was already overloaded. Nakamura coming out and doing whatever he was going to do at WrestleMania really wasn't going to enhance the show any much more than, you know, what we've seen. And we already had the Hardys, we had, you know, the proposal, we had, you know, the Undertaker's retirement. You know, it would have been overshadowed. And you don't want to overshadow Shinsuke Nakamura. He's one of the biggest pieces to your future on SmackDown Live. You don't want to have that overshadowed, especially with whatever else happened at WrestleMania. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura appeared on the SmackDown after WrestleMania 33. We all know that. Roof was fucking blown off the Amway Center. Nakamura interrupted the segment between The Miz and Maurice, who were impersonating John Cena and Nikki Bella at the time. It looked like The Miz was going to be Nakamura's first opponent on SmackDown Live. I thought that. I thought that for sure. And everybody was ready to see that. A safe worker in The Miz, getting Nakamura over, would have been good. Heel, one of the best heels in the business, and going up against Nakamura, who is one of the most over baby faces in the world right now. Would have been great. But The Miz was moved over to Monday Night Raw via the Superstar Shakeup. Now, according to, again, Bill Body of Sportskeeda, the original plan for Nakamura's main roster debut was for WrestleMania 33. They did have plans to bring him up and feature him on the main card. The idea would have been to have The Miz issue an open challenge to Daniel Bryan, to have him find an opponent for The Miz at WrestleMania. Now, that would have been, you know, a lot of people complained that there was no conclusion to The Miz and Daniel Bryan. That WWE moved The Miz and there was no closure to what was some of the most entertaining segments on all of SmackDown Live. Whether it was on SmackDown, whether it was on Talking Smack, it materialized into nothing. it went nowhere. And if they really wanted closure to that, they could have done this. And it would have been great. But it wouldn't have had the impact that we are thinking of right now. You think back to what happened on that show. I'm glad they didn't go through with this. I really am. But Bryan and The Miz, as you guys know, as I just stated, have been feuding for the past several months. And without Daniel Bryan being able to wrestle, he would need someone to fill in for him. The idea would have been that the reveal of Miz's opponent would have been Nakamura, and it would have been a big moment for WrestleMania 33. Nakamura would have gone on to defeat The Miz and officially become a member of the SmackDown Live roster. After the loss, The Miz would have moved to Monday Night Raw. So that means Nakamura would have won the Intercontinental Championship on his first night. Now, the plans were eventually scrapped in exchange for the mixed tag team match that we saw between John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. If this is accurate, it would have been a pretty great way to debut the King of Strong Style. Still, I don't think anybody's going to complain about what we've seen as far as Nakamura's debut. A bunch of us watched that intro and that entrance and that debut over and over and over and over again. It was fucking awesome. So, I think they did the right thing, to be brutally honest with you. You know, they're building him up as a big deal. They're keeping him off television. They're keeping him mysterious. You know, they're going to keep you wanting more of Nakamura. If he came out and won the IC title on night one, you know, it honestly would have taken away from Nakamura. I'm glad they went with that. Now, the other rumor is going around, or the other rumor that is going around, I don't have any official report. Hopefully I do in the coming days. I'll report it on an extra. But I'm hearing that Kevin Dunn was the one who pitched Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker and asked personally for Vince McMahon to scrap John Cena and The Undertaker. I don't know where this rumor came about. I don't know where you guys seen this rumor, but I seen it in my comment sections. I seen it on Twitter. I don't know what's going on. But if that is the case and someone has a report on that, please send it to me. Link me in the comments, and I'll report on it on an extra tomorrow if it is indeed a legit story. That's what I'm hearing. Not sure if there's any validity to that, but that's how John Cena and Nikki Bella got placed in this mixed tag team match with Miz and Maurice, and it was actually Kevin Dunn as well who pitched the proposal idea for John Cena, in which John Cena was actually against, and then he eventually warmed up to the idea. So it was all the brainchild of Kevin Dunn. So let me know what you guys think about that, but I think they made the right decision with Nakamura debuting him on SmackDown Live instead of at WrestleMania. There's this rumor going around that Seth Rollins gave former WWE Diva and Hall of Famer Sunny an STD. Now, this isn't true. I'm telling you right now, it's not true. There was, I believe, a fake profile online that was pretending to be Tammy Sitch. I am 100% sure this was nothing but a troll job. But it's very interesting to see that this made the news, and it was definitely staring at me in my notes. And I'm like, you know, maybe I should report on this. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but former WWE Diva Tammy Sitch, better known as Sunny, has definitely debunked recent reports which alleged that Seth Rollins gave her an STD. The rumors, which originated from a fake account under Sunny's name, has been called out by Sunny herself, ultimately driving the final nail in the short-lived rumor's coffin. While avid wrestling fans quickly questioned the authenticity of the post as soon as it went online, Sunny's numerous run-ins with the law and her recent questionable behavior in and out of the social media realm have managed to get people talking and speculating about whether the rumor could be true. Fortunately, the real Sunny has emerged to clarify any misunderstandings and misconceptions that could have arisen from the controversial Facebook post, according to another report from Sportskeeda. While this post has since been deleted, WWE fans were able to capture screenshots of the controversial Facebook status, and I quote, "It's really funny how Seth Rollins, or Colby, as he allowed me to call him, never texted or called me back after our time alone. It's also real funny how he didn't want to use a condom, especially after I told him I wanted to be safe. But he assured me that he had two types of STDs. Now, 3 months later, I find out I have an STD. Real great. Probably the biggest douchebag right now. A real dick. Ever the assertive and fiery Sunny, she did not waste any time letting this rumor exist any longer than it should, posting through her official Facebook account. Sunny, who's 44 years old, fired off a barrage on Facebook and called out her imposter. Here's what Sunny's response to Seth Rollins' STD rumor was, edited due to the former wrestler's curse words. She went on a expletive rant. I'll try and read it as authentic as I can. This is what the real Sunny said, and I quote, "So, someone made a fake page of me and posted this, and it's making the dirt sheets as if I said it. Unreal. I only have 2 pages. This one and the page I always tag. That's it. It's so obvious that this is not me writing because there isn't a single curse word in there. Nice fucking try. Get a life, you fucking troll." So, this... I don't know what she said here. This fuck who was or has a page of me is claiming that I fucked Seth Rollins 3 months ago and that I gave him an STD, or that he gave me an STD, rather. Doesn't do his homework, does he? I've been incarcerated and in rehab since September 23rd, you fucking asshole. They don't give out conjugal visits in county lockup. Nice try, cunt. End quote. According to a report from Fansided, Sunny's alibi and the reason for calling her out, or calling the imposter out, are solid. The former WWE Diva, after all, has indeed been in jail since last year as a result of, unsurprisingly, her questionable behavior. During the past, Sunny has been found to have faked cancer in order to gain sympathy. A number of her post claims in her official social media accounts have also been proven to be fake. Apart from this, Seth Rollins is pretty much at the peak of his career over the past few months. Thus, despite rumors of the wrestler's sexual escapades being rampant, numerous wrestling fans have immediately come to the former champion's defense when the STD rumors first came to light. So, that was the story making the rounds. So, I just want you guys to know that if you heard anything about an STD rumor with Seth Rollins and Sunny, that it's all bullshit. And the internet is a fucked up place and people have no lives. They want to imposter celebrities and they want to make people's life a living hell because they hate their own life. There you go. So it is a troll job. It is not real. Seth Rollins did not give Sunny an STD. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Finally, we're going to end with this, man. Very short episode of Off the Script. Like I said, there really wasn't much news. And I want to save whatever I got left for... we got Tuesday coming up. I want to do an extra video for you guys. Here's why WWE officials refuse to let Finn Balor form the Balor Club on WWE programming. The WWE Universe has been speculating about Finn Balor turning heel and forming the Balor Club since his days in NXT, but it's coming to light that WWE officials won't let him form the stable for one very good reason. I even pitched the idea that Roman Reigns should be out of the championship picture and align for one night only, being the biggest night of the year, with Rollins and Ambrose, and they should go against Balor, who will turn heel and form the Balor Club. They should go against Balor, Gallows, and Anderson in a huge 6-man tag at WrestleMania 34. Now, that's just my pitched idea. I know that's probably not going to come to light, but in New Japan, Balor was responsible for creating the Bullet Club, along with many other wrestlers, including Machine Gun Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. It has become one of the most important stables in wrestling history. Finn Balor made the jump to WWE first, but the rumors about the Bullet Club coming into WWE didn't get started until Anderson and Gallows signed soon after. Eventually, AJ Styles signed with the WWE as well and created the club, but Balor hasn't been featured with them since debuting on the main roster. The fans know it's only a matter of time before the Balor Club is created under the WWE umbrella, but it hasn't happened just yet. For the foreseeable future, AJ Styles will be on SmackDown. Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows are on Raw. The WWE Universe will continue to always speculate about this trio forming on WWE programming. However, the WWE officials will not let them form any kind of stable for one specific reason. First and foremost, Finn Balor has been injured for most of the past year. Since debuting on the main roster last summer, the opportunity hasn't been there for Balor to even form a stable. But WWE officials won't give the green light because it would impact his future and the plans they have for him. It is being reported that the reason why WWE officials will not give this green light to the Balor Club is because they absolutely refuse to turn Finn Balor heel anytime soon. He just returned to WWE from an injury, which is a classic storyline for a huge babyface run. His injury last summer canceled Finn's huge push with the WWE Universal Championship, but there is a ton of work to be done to establish Balor as a top guy on Raw and in WWE after his injury at SummerSlam. The powers that be want to connect him with the WWE Universe as a babyface, and they want him to win the Universal title before transitioning him into a top heel. Unfortunately, the WWE Universe has been speculating about the Shield's possible reuniting on Raw to take on the Balor Club at some point over the coming months. The rivalry could happen later in 2017, but the expectation is that Finn Balor won't be aligning with Anderson and Gallows anytime soon. Sooner or later, the turn will happen. WWE officials see too much potential in Finn as a babyface to do it right now. Going forward, Finn is expected to enter a big rivalry with Bray Wyatt after WWE Payback. The feud will be extremely dark, and it will allow the Demon to come out on WWE television again and battle the Eater of Worlds, the face of fear, Bray Wyatt. It's unclear how long WWE officials intend to keep that rivalry going, but it's expected to last for a few months. Afterward, Balor will likely re-enter the Universal Championship picture around SummerSlam, as I reported on Part 1. Balor, Jeff Hardy, and Seth Rollins, all big rumored names to be in contention for Brock Lesnar as his opponent in the main event of SummerSlam. If you missed that video, go check it out. Link is in the annotation you see on the screen in the top right corner. Balor vacated the WWE Championship without even losing it, so he's pretty much guaranteed another shot whenever he so desires. Technically, he hasn't received a rematch for the title. Many people are expecting to see Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor somewhere down the line. WWE officials know that the Beast versus the Demon is a big money match. That may be a scenario where having Anderson and Gallows to back him up against Lesnar makes sense. However, that doesn't seem to be in the cards. The powers that be want Finn Balor to stand on his own until the time is right for the Balor Club to happen. So that is the reason. They see too much money in him right now as a babyface, which is understandable. Now, the idea that I pitched here for Balor is one that I like. I know a lot of you guys are actually thinking the same thing. That Balor is a babyface. Yes, it makes for a great story. It makes sense. But it's going to grow stale. Eventually, it's going to grow stale. And I am not a big fan of Balor versus Lesnar. I'm not. It was a completely different story. It was a completely different situation and circumstance when Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar were rumored to go one-on-one at SummerSlam. This is different. It's not the same. Yes, they're both smaller end guys, right? 215, 220 pounds against 300 pounds of Brock Lesnar. I understand that. But the Daniel Bryan situation is completely different than what we're seeing with Finn Balor right now. That's why it would have made for a better match. I would have seen Daniel Bryan give Brock Lesnar a match like CM Punk gave Brock Lesnar. I don't see that coming out of Finn Balor. I don't. There's no history there. You know? There's nothing there. It's an intriguing match. The David versus Goliath match is always intriguing. But Balor, I would like to see go up against somebody else and get his title back. Not necessarily against Lesnar. And being a babyface, it is going to run its course. You know, I just have a feeling deep within my gut that Balor being a babyface is not really going to be as impactful if it goes on and on and on, and a turn would need to be done. But I understand why WWE doesn't want to do it. He's probably one of the biggest merchandise sellers in the company right now. People love his entrance. People love the gimmick. People just love cheering Finn Balor. They're always excited about him. They were anticipating his return. You know, they know he was fucked out of a Universal Championship reign. They might want to see him get that back. There's a lot going against a heel turn for Balor, which I understand, but you know, you got to think long term. Will Balor be a good heel? A lot of you guys think he works better as a heel than he does a babyface. And if that's the case, there's no reason why you shouldn't align him with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And do that Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins reuniting against the Balor Club. You know, have fun with it. You open up Pandora's box when you got three guys who ruled Japan coming over to WWE and are all on the same brand. You could really make it like an invasion type deal. And the only way to stop these guys is by having justice served. And that would come in the form of the Shield. I like it, man. And I think that is a quintessential grade A WrestleMania contest, 6-man tag. And I think fans will go crazy over that. Let me know what you guys think about that. But right now, Balor is not turning heel. WWE sees too much in him right now as a babyface. They're not saying that it will never happen, but at this time, they don't see Balor turning into a heel. And that is all I got, guys. Thank you so much. I know it's a little shorter than what I usually do for Off the Script, but the lack of news lately is very dry. So don't blame the messenger. I'm here to give you the news whenever it's available, and if it's not an hour long, don't get mad at me, man. Blame WWE for their lackluster, boring product. I will see you guys tonight after Monday Night Raw. As always, each and every Monday, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. And follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. Make sure you check out Off the Script this past weekend, parts 1 and 2, live on the channel right now. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. And audibletrial.com/offthescript. 3 great ways to support this very channel and this podcast. I am JD. Like I said, I will see you guys after Monday Night Raw. Have a great night, and I will see you all later for the House of Horrors that is Monday Night Raw. I'll talk to you later.